What would your life be like if you had time to read one powerful book a day? Meet Brian Johnson. Brian was a lifelong learner and loved reading. But like many of us, he would buy countless books but then find them stacked on his bedside table, waiting for the day he would finally get to read them. That time never came, and the stacks grew taller. Until Brian sold his business. He used the money to move to Bali for a year and took those books with him. And so in the warm, tropical air of Bali, Brian finally had that time to read. He consumed powerful books that have transformed millions of lives by leaders and visionaries such as Eckhart Tolle, Martin Seligman, Stephen Covey, Joel Fuhrman, and for each book he read, Brian took down his own notes from the ideas he learned so that he could refer to them whenever he needed to. One day, he decided to share the love with his friends. To his surprise, they jumped on his notes like eager college students on the night before finals. It was then that Brian realized he wasn't alone. Many other book lovers were so busy, they too never had the time to devote themselves to a good book, and that there are millions like him in the world. Because of this, Brian made it his quest to hack the way people read, so that anyone can experience the power of a book, regardless of how stretched thin they are. But how? Like a lot of us, you probably have a full-time job and a long list of daily responsibilities to attend to. And when you do have a moment to stop, breathe, and let your mind wander for a bit, it's time to get some groceries. Or it's when you're stuck in commute. Maybe you'd prefer to cook for your family. Or you finally find time to hit the treadmill. Yet, as you lie in bed at night and glance at that stack of dusty, neglected, unread bestsellers on your bedside table, you feel guilty for not finding time to learn and grow and educate your mind. So, back to Brian. Just how has Brian hacked the way you read so that you can consume as much as you desire in the time you already have? Remember those personal notes that morphed Brian's friends into hungry wisdom hyenas? Well, they're no longer personal because he has done the actual word-for-word reading of 180 powerful books. Brian has chunked his notes down into concise book summaries. He's packaged them in beautifully designed PDF sheets and MP3 tracks so you can absorb the same amount of wisdom from a powerful book in 20 minutes. Flat. 20 minutes. On your laptop, your iPad, your Kindle, your phone, or even your music player. And he calls this Philosopher's Notes. Within months of launching Philosopher's Notes, book lovers around the world sought after Brian's book summaries. Now, let's look back at your life. Imagine, instead of struggling to find time to read, here's the good news. You've always had that time. Remember those moments you have in your day earlier? What if you could reclaim them and supercharge them with power-packed ideas of the greatest wisdom known to man through books on well-being, success, confidence, and modern philosophy that have transformed millions of other readers, enhancing your human potential while shopping for groceries with Eckhart Tolle, becoming a leader even when you're in between your apartment and the office with the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, working on your financial abundance as you're making breakfast with Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, playing hooky in between meetings because you want to invest in some leadership with Jack Canfield. Or even as you're winding down at night and could use some inspiration to lead a more optimistic life instead of dreading your to-do list next day. You can use these moments to complete a powerful book a day, and you can start experiencing this right now. We're giving away a free Philosopher's Note of your choice from Brian's library of 180 bestsellers. So hack the way you read and consume a book not this week, not in a day, but in the next 20 minutes.